So before we all start today, I thought I'd just quickly start off with a little introduction from myself and my two colleagues, and they'll be helping to deliver this session today. So hopefully you'll all recognise me. For those of you who don't, my name is Lily Sinclair, and I'm the Ask Delivery Coordinator for Norfolk and Ipswich. So for those of you who don't know what the ASK programme is, it's funded by the National Apprenticeship Service, and we offer every educational establishment in England access to a free bespoke support package for students, parents and carers, as well as teachers and careers advisors. So most of you are aware of the offer already, and you'll know that we've had to kind of tailor it to fit in with the current pandemic. If there is anything after this session you would like, or anything that kind of rejigs your memory, please just let us know. You can contact me direct. We have got a slide at the end as well, where we can just explain how to contact me as well. But yeah, I'm joined by Rebecca and Trisha, so I'll let them introduce themselves. Rebecca, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Yeah, hello, my name is Rebecca Shaxted, and I deliver the ASK programme across Kent and Medway, and today I'm going to be talking you through what are apprenticeships, and just giving you a little overview on what they are, just to make sure you're all up on your knowledge after the Kahoot quiz, and the 6-step process of what Lily's going to be talking about. Trisha?
Thanks, Rebecca. Hi, everyone. My name's Trisha Sitran, and similarly to Lily and Rebecca, I deliver the ASK programme in the Hertfordshire and Southend region specifically. And today I'll be going over the aims and objectives of the session, and just reiterating why it's so important that Key Stage 3, at Key Stage 3, there is that knowledge of apprenticeships and the resources that are available to them. So I'll be going through that today. Okay, so just to start off,
I'm not too sure what's happened. I think we're having a few technical difficulties. Trisha, your mute is on mic.
I realised that I'm on mute. Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. I was started to explain and then realised that I was on mute. But I'm going to go through the aims and objectives now, just so that you're aware of what's going to be covered in this session. So what to expect during the session. So the first thing is to consider the apprenticeship resources for Key Stage 3, which are available through the Apprenticeship Support and Knowledge Programme, but also through Amazing Apprenticeships. So we're going to talk you through some of the resources that are available via both programmes and the Amazing Apprenticeships website as well. So what resources are available to you and how can you use them? So we're going to be taking you through that. We're also going to look at the 6-step process to effective delivery. So we will walk you through when to use each of the resources. So when is the right time? And we're going to break down each resource for you in that 6-step process. We're also going to cover the student packs and the teacher handbooks and the use of these as well. So we're going to talk through, what is included in those packs and how can you use them within your curriculum. And we're also going to cover other resources available from ASK as well. So we do have other resources for the Key Stage 3 students, such as subject bundles and posters, which we will also show you a bit later on in the presentation. You'll also get to meet our apprentice ambassador. So that's Molly, and she's going to talk a bit about her apprenticeship a bit later on. So you can hear from her, and we will also have question opportunities at the end. So throughout, we'll have a bit of question breaks too. Another thing to be aware of is that against each of the presentations, if we mention any resources, we will be sending these in the chat box. So be prepared for lots of resources to be sent your way. And in terms of the learning outcomes, the main outcomes is, how to access the resources for supporting Key Stage 3 students with information on apprenticeships, to develop your knowledge of apprenticeships and the resources available from ASK, and be able to communicate the ASK Key Stage 3 offer to your colleagues as well. So that is what we'll be covering. So why exactly is Key Stage 3 important? So before we go into the detail of what is available, I just wanted to expand on why we're offering these resources. So the government has identified throughout their career strategy how vital early careers information is for students. We appreciate that, apprenticeships can be quite confusing for many students and adults alike as well, because it is constantly changing over the years. So therefore, we want to offer support to help schools to provide, age-appropriate information for all abilities of students, resources which are fun and easy to use and, easy to access, and help to introduce the students to the concept of apprenticeships and familiarization of apprenticeships from a young age, so that they're aware that they have that option. And I think that's the main reason why it's important to start so early, so they're just familiarized. Also supporting your school to help instill apprenticeship guidance across all age ranges, support to achieve the Gatsby benchmarks, and also provide hopefully easy and useful resources that you can use within your curriculum. Next slide, please. Okay, so why are apprenticeships important to know right now in Key Stage 3? So this diagram is really useful because it does show you the different pathways and explains, why it's important to know about apprenticeships at such a young age and early stage in their academic career. So as you can see in the diagram, from year 7 to 8, it is really important that they're introduced to their further educational options and that they understand where subjects can take them in their career path. So we are going to show you those subject posters so that you can see, what different subjects, which areas they can be, which apprenticeships those different subject areas can take them in. Also, when they get into year 9, that is when they're going to be choosing their GCSE options, and after their GCSEs, that will then determine, which route they will then go into. So whether that is staying on in school at sixth form, whether that's going to college, doing T-levels, or completing, traineeships or apprenticeships. So there's many different options. And knowing about their options early will help them become more informed when it comes to choosing their, making their decisions once they get to choose their post-16 options. Beyond that, so the post-18 options, there is also, further education, higher and degree apprenticeships, full-time work, or university. So it all stems from that knowledge that they built at Key Stage 3, which will help them in choosing their pathways and which direction they decide to take. Thank you, Rebecca.
Okay, so what I'm going to do first is just take you through what are apprenticeships and just give you an overview and a breakdown realistically of where we're at with apprenticeships at the moment. So as an apprentice, it is 80% work, 20% education. So it's a way for you or your students, apologies. You will find that because I deliver to students, you will normally hear me say you. I do mean the students, so apologies for that. Although apprenticeships have no top end age, so you could always decide that you wanted to do an apprenticeship. So they're 80% work, 20% education. They're a way for students to be able to get their qualifications whilst working. So an apprentice will earn a wage. Now, the national minimum wage is £4.15 for an apprentice. But as we saw on the Kahoot quiz, we do have a higher national average than that for intermediate and advanced. And per hour, if we look at higher and degree, on average nationally, we're looking around £9 to £9.50. So although we do have that national minimum wage, we do have a higher amount for the averages nationally. So as an apprentice, most commonly you're going to be working for 30 hours a week, but we do have part-time apprenticeships. They are just very, very hard to find, and they're majority of the time they're for young students who are maybe young carers, or they have disabilities where they can't quite commit to a full-time apprenticeship. But most apprenticeships are 30 hours of work a week, and then they will add your 20% of education onto that. So you'll find most apprenticeships are contracted for 37.5 hours a week. As an apprentice, they will study towards a job-related qualification. So that qualification is completely equal to what they would get at sixth form, college, university, whatever it may be, but it may have a different title, and the type of qualification they get might be slightly different. So when we're looking at the qualifications, although they are equal, they might be coming out, if we're looking at higher end degree, for example, with HNDs or HNCs or foundation degrees, but they are completely equal to whatever they would get at sixth form, college or university. As an apprentice, they will have have a contract of employment, so they will be contracted for the duration of their apprenticeship, and this does depend on the level that they are studying at, but that can range from 12 months to 6 years depending on the qualifications that they're getting. It is a real job with real responsibilities. They're not going to be a tea boy, they're not going to be a tea girl, they're not going to be shadowing, it's not work experience. They will be paid from day one and they will be treated like an employee. So if they're a chef, they'll have their own knives and vegetables. If they're a vet, they'll have their own animals. And if they're a solicitor, they will have their own client base. So whatever they're doing as an apprentice, they will be an employee and they will be treated like an employee. So what we've got coming up on the screen at the moment is the range of apprenticeships. Now, this isn't all of them. There are actually 598 different types of apprenticeships approved for delivery at the moment. Across level 2 and 3, we've got 333, and then level 4 and above, we've got 265. So we do have a wide range of apprenticeships that are available to your students. And I would just like to draw your attention to a few. For example, teaching, legal services, nursing, dental nursing, architecture, accounting, all of these areas. Most commonly people expect to be going to university for these, but now they are available as an apprenticeship, and there are even some level 3 apprenticeship pathways that can get you into those higher and degree level apprenticeship opportunities. So realistically they could be looking at going into their career path from 16. Now, most importantly, the levels of apprenticeship. So what we've got is we've got your level 2 intermediate level apprenticeship. Now, this is equal to 5 GCSEs, and most commonly it will take you around 12 months. It can take you a little bit longer, but most commonly it's 12 months. So even though it's equal to 5 GCSEs, lots of students will automatically turn around to me and they will say, oh, well, I can leave in year 10. No, that is not the case. You're not going to be losing your students if you're promoting level 2 apprenticeships. You do have to legally be the age of 16 to do an apprenticeship and legally finish year 11, which is normally around the last day of June or the first day of July. So you aren't going to lose them early, don't worry. But realistically, it's there for those students who maybe didn't get to take the options that they wanted for the end of year 11, or maybe later on in life if they want a career change. So it is just an opportunity for them to have a look at. Then we've got the advanced level apprenticeship. And when we speak about apprenticeships, this is the one that people think about the most. It's normally delivered 4 days a week at work, 1 day a week at college, although that's not the only delivery path that we have nowadays. It will take you around 18 months to 2 years, and you will come out with 2 A levels. And it is, once again, completely equal to the qualifications you would get in sixth form or college. And then we have had the higher and degree. Now, as you can see, they both go up to a level 7, so it is possible for you to get your master's as an apprentice, but they both start at different levels. So if we focus on the degree level apprenticeship, this is most likely going to come out with a degree-based qualification. Now, what I mean by that is most commonly they are integrated degree level apprenticeships. So what they're going to be is they're going to be tied to a university. That, don't worry, when I say they're tied to a university, they're not going to have student fees or student loans or anything like that, but they will actually have their educational path with the university. Then when we look at higher apprenticeships, as you can see, they start at a level 4. And they can be broken down to each levels. So your higher level apprenticeship can be a level 4 to 6, or it can be individually a level 4, a level 5, or individually a level 6. So you are able to do your higher level apprenticeship. The only difference is it's probably a non-integrated degree level apprenticeship, which means you most likely won't be tied to a university. You'll be tied to an FE college, so further education college, or an independent training provider. So they are slightly different, but no employer will ever look down the apprenticeship options and say, I'm not going to take you on because you did a higher level apprenticeship or a degree level apprenticeship. I want somebody that wants to go, that's been to university. Actually, in fact, what they're going to be asking questions about is their work experience, the sector area they worked in, and how that has affected them and what they can bring to the company. So talking about these levels and realistically, what is the focus of them? So the focus of all of these apprenticeships are the skills, knowledge and behaviours. So normally when we're looking at education, when you go to school, sixth form, college or university, the main focuses really are the skills and the knowledge. So the students, I always use chefing as an example, so please excuse my example, it's quite cheesy, excuse the pun. When you go into a chefing class or a food tech class, you'll walk in and they'll say, right, today we're going to chop an onion and we're going to make a soup, for example. So you'll walk in and they'll say, this is how you chop the onion. So they'll chop the onion and that's your skill. Then they will tell you why you've done it. So you chop it into smaller bits so it doesn't burn, whatever it might be. Then they will do it once. They will cook their soup, they'll take it home, mum, dad, carers will pretend to eat it and tell them it's lovely and chuck it in the bin when they're not looking. And then they have to wait 2 weeks to go back for their next food tech class. As an apprentice, they will go in, they'll get told how to chop the onion, they'll get told why they do it, and then they will do it over and over and over again for a 7-hour day, shift work, whatever it might be, in the same kitchen with the expectations of the employers, you know, time frames, and they will repeat that. And not only are they learning the skills and the understanding of why they're doing what they're doing, but they're also understanding the expectations of employment, with the support obviously of their employer, but they are understanding what it's like to be in the workplace. And that's where those behaviours come in. When they come out of their apprenticeship, they've got a much deeper understanding of what employers are expecting from them because they've done it for 1 to 6 years. So we did have a quick look in the area of what opportunities were available. So we have focused this job search to level 2 and 3, obviously because we are focusing on the key stage 3 opportunities. And what I'm going to do is just show you where we found them from. So if I just click on the bottom link, this should open smoothly, but I'm not a tech whiz. There you go. So as you can see, we found it on the Find an Apprenticeship website. So I'm not going to guide you on how to use it or anything like that, but I'm just going to show you that in this top category, it will give you the majority of information that you guys need to know, or the students need to know about the apprenticeship opportunities. So it will give you their weekly wage, their working week, the duration of the apprenticeship, start date, date posted, all of that information. What's really nice is it gives you all the desired skills, personal qualities, desired qualifications. This will allow the students to be able to goal set and have a look at what employers are offering what, who the employer is, how close they are, how far away, who the training provider is. So it should always have contact details, so they can always ask questions, and then it will have the information about where to apply. So it's just a really handy thing to use, and we found it can be really powerful for the lower years because it allows them to target set and it allows them to look at their subject areas and what subjects they need when they're looking at those apprenticeships and careers paths. Now we are going to have a couple of question breaks throughout this session, so have we got any questions before we move on?
Doesn't look like we've got anything coming through at the moment. No one's typing or anything, so I guess that's a good sign at the moment.
We're there.
We're good. Okay, so I'm now going to go through the, let me turn my camera on. I'm now going to go through the actual Key Stage 3 resource. I can see that someone's typing, so I'll just let them carry on. And I'm just going to talk through what it is, how to use it. We've got a couple of examples of what's in the packs as well, so a chance for you to kind of use your brains, and we've got a little logo quiz to go through as well. So first of all, the resources available. So we've got an introductory in the Key Stage 3 pack. There's an introductory presentation, and this is available for the head of year, the pastoral leader, careers leader, teacher, whoever might be introducing the theme of apprenticeships. This is for the whole of the year group or as a class. So obviously at the moment they're all working remotely, so it's a lot easier for them to kind of show it over Teams or Zoom or whatever platform the school might be using. And this presentation essentially gives the students the basic information and an introduction to what an apprenticeship is and what they are. So it's a nice little presentation. And then you've then got 3 student packs, 1 for each year group, and these contain between 10 to 12 activities each. And you've got a mix of individual tasks, some group work, and at the end as well, they get a certificate of completion. So each student will get one of those certificates that the teacher can fill out for them, just to kind of say they've done that pack and they've gone through all the activities and different bits in there as well. So the packs have obviously all been created as well in consultation with teachers. So all the activities are designed to be very easy to be understood, and they're all adaptable to the needs of your class. So teachers have kind of designed this pack. They're the experts in teaching and, working with students. So it's nice that we've got their perspective on what they think would work best in a classroom. And then finally, we've got the 3 teacher handbooks, again, 1 for each year group. And these outline the activities and whether they require any facilitation or group work, as well as obviously the answers as well. So it won't leave you hanging. You've got all the answers in there. It won't just make you guess all the answers for the questions and quizzes and stuff like that. So they're all in there for you. Perfect. So just quickly over the introductory presentation. So it's a short 5-minute slide deck. There is an accompanying script as well, so whoever's presenting can just pick it up and deliver it straight away. They can just quickly have a read through of the notes. It's very quick and easy to kind of pick up and understand. And the aim of this is to be as helpful as possible to whoever is delivering this. And we recognise as well that they may not have a full understanding of apprenticeships. So this slide deck should hopefully have everything they'll need to kind of go through the introductory process of an apprenticeship as well. And it briefly explains to students why it is important that they learn about apprenticeships, what apprenticeships are, and then it introduces the activity packs as well. It also does contain 2 short films, so it's a bit more interesting for the younger years rather than just having someone speak at them all the time. And there's an explainer film in there, which we'll explain a bit later on. And then you've got the advert, which some of you may have seen on the TV, the Fire It Up campaign advert, which is on there as well. And there's only one version of this presentation, so there's not a separate one for year 7, 8s and 9s. This can be used across all of the year groups as the teachers recommend, and it can be like a useful refresher for each year as well, but it can be adapted depending on your school's careers plan. And then we've got the student activity pack. So for the student packs, each pack is colour coded to coincide with the accompanying teacher pack, so you don't have to keep thinking, oh, this is the wrong pack for the kids at year 7, 1 and all things like that. So it's nice that they're all together nice and neat. The packs are also designed to take the students on a journey in their learning. So the idea is they complete each pack as they progress throughout the year. And they've also got different themes and activities in each of those packs as well. So in year 7, the theme is Imagine. And through these activities, we aim to kind of introduce the apprenticeship language and help students to start considering the different types of job roles available, which can include apprenticeships as well. We also understand that these students are 11 to 12 years old, so their knowledge of careers and all this kind of, it's very scary, I think, for them. A lot of them, they've just come from primary school, but they don't really generally talk about these kind of things. So I think we want to slowly introduce them into the apprenticeship, so not just throw loads of information at them straight away. So therefore, this pack is designed to help them to start to imagine the different options out there for them. Year 8 then goes on to Inspire. And through these activities, we aim to start introducing inspirational messages about individuals and employers who offer apprenticeships to kind of get the ball rolling a little bit more. And then you've got year 9, where it moves into the inform stage, and it gets a little bit more in depth into this kind of pack as well. So we aim to provide information around the range of apprenticeships, including the levels, the detail of the different job roles available as well. We do still have activities in there for them, so it's not just loads of information. You've got crosswords, logo quizzes, case study, word fills, colouring. So it's hopefully as inclusive as possible. And then hopefully they'll progress into year 10 with a better understanding of apprenticeships, which would then allow them a more informed perspective when they're participating in the more in-depth careers activities, further on in their school year. Okay, so we're going to get your minds working again. So we've got a little logo quiz example activity. This is from the year 7 activity pack. So what I want you to do is for the first logo quiz, the first logo you've got there on the top left, I want you to just type into the chat what you think that logo is. It's going to be quick fire. HSBC, yeah, perfect. So that first one is HSBC. What do we think for the second one? Royal Mail, nice, yeah, perfect. Third one, I believe this is an old logo. BT, perfect. Amazing, we'll know our logos. What about the fourth one? What are we thinking for that? Lloyd's, yep, amazing. The fifth one, Bentley. Well, Danielle, you're on fire with these logos. Perfect. And the last one? Yeah, perfect. Amazing. Yeah, it's Eon Energy. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. Too many Christmas quizzes. So I know exactly what you mean, Danielle. Okay, so for the teacher handbook, as noted before, this teacher handbook contains activity, task guidance and answer sheets in there. And the task guidance also allows the suggested duration of the activity. So it kind of allows you or whoever is going to be delivering the sessions or these packs to the students, it allows you time to plan those to kind of work within if you're doing it in form time or whatever it may be. As well as some stretch and support ideas as well for further learning. So far we've had some positive feedback. Teachers have said how simple it all was to follow and that the students were really engaged as well. If there is anything that you find in the book that maybe you think, oh, actually, I think it'd be quite good if they added this, or maybe if they took that out. If you've got anything at all, any recommendations or questions around the kind of whole Key Stage 3 pack, there is information included in the teacher handbook on how to contact us and let us know what you think that you could potentially add into there. So please, if you do have any ideas, let us know, because we're always keen to hear what, from the teachers themselves, what they think would be better. Perfect, thank you. Okay, so the 1-page guide as well for the teachers using the Key Stage 3 pack. This is again in the Key Stage 3 resource folder. So you've got here kind of how the resources work. You've got for the year 7s, it kind of just goes through, year 7s to year 9s, it just goes through what kind of the aim is for each of those year groups as well. Go on to the next slide, please. Perfect. Okay, and we've also got here where to download. So some of you might know where to download it from, but for those of you who don't, we're going to click on the link here. This will take you to the Amazing Apprenticeships website. It's all free to download, as is everything on this website. So if you type in there Key Stage 3, perfect, thank you. And here you can see you've got the Key Stage 3 resources. And what you'll need to do is download that. That will then come up as a zip file, thank you, and you can just save that into your folder as well. We've also got the all about Ask Apprenticeships film. Thank you. And this is the one that you'll be showing to the students as well, just kind of talking through apprenticeships. And then we've also got webinar slides on how to use the Key Stage 3 material. So all very simple to find, but that's essentially how you find the resources. Thank you. And then we've got we've then got the 13 subject posters. So some of you will know what these are. Some of you might have already printed them off, because I've seen quite a few schools that I've been to have got these printed off in their careers rooms or just kind of around the school, which is great. Some schools have put these on their own websites as well, or into the student like forum parts of their website. So it's just a little example of some of the great resources that Amazing Apprenticeships have developed. And it's just essentially a little bundle of posters. Each one has got different subjects and the different apprenticeship roles they can lead to as well. So a nice little poster pack as well to kind of start those students thinking about the subjects they enjoy, what they could potentially do to kind of further that into an apprenticeship. And then within the year 9 pack sits an activity for students, which is focused on linking apprenticeships to subjects, so kind of similar to that's the subject poster bundle. And this is a useful activity for all students to do to increase the awareness of what is available and to think differently about how their lessons and skills might link as well. It's a nice little activity in there. And then similarly, we've got the sixth form resources that are also available for different apprenticeships, kind of to explore that route with schools. So we've also got that as well. Have we got any questions before we go on to the yarn? Hopefully it's a good sign that we don't. But if you have got any questions, just start typing those into the chat. But we are lucky enough to be joined by Molly McDonald, who is currently a business admin apprentice for the University of Cambridge. So she's going to talk to you today about her story and the support she kind of received at school around apprenticeships as well. So if we haven't got any other questions, I'll hand over to you, Molly.
Thank you, Lily. Hi everyone, so my name's Molly. I'm a business admin apprentice for the University of Cambridge. So I'm currently doing a level 3 business admin advanced apprenticeship. Next slide, thank you. So these are my current sort of roles and what I do on my day-to-day. So I work within the student part of the HR department for clinical neurosciences, but I also do the staff side as well. So not only doing sort of staff emails, staff annual leave, all things like that. I also help with like students and PhD interviews, accepting students, rejecting students, all that kind of stuff. But obviously at the moment, because of COVID, it's been lots of meetings, lots of Zoom meetings. I assume obviously everybody knows that. How I actually applied to my apprenticeship was via the government website that Trisha spoke about. And then I went for an interview at the Addenbrooke's Hospital site. I was very, very nervous because I was thinking, oh my God, this is the University of Cambridge, you know what I mean? I had a lovely interview, just sort of reread all my requirements, made sure I was ready to go. Lots of paperwork to do, as you have to not only apply to the actual qualification, like via the college and things, you have to also apply for the job at the same time, and it all links in together. But yeah, I heard back within a few days that I got the job, and then I started a few weeks later. So I went to Abbey College in Ramsey. I'm not sure if anybody would know where that is, but it's just up near Huntingdon. And I think during my secondary school experience, there wasn't much support. It was, we had our career days and them sort of days, and it was like, oh, we've got to go to another assembly, but there wasn't really, apprenticeships weren't really a big thing. They were sort of not looked down upon, but they weren't sort of preached about as much as I think they should be. There was a lot of pressure to go to sixth form, as we had our own sixth form at the secondary school. But yeah, we didn't really get much support on what to do next. It was sort of go to sixth form and then go to uni. That was sort of what was implanted. But yeah, and then next one. And then I just think apprenticeships are so great. Once I found out about them, it was actually my mum that got me into it. She was absolutely obsessing over them. She just thought they're amazing. Like, why would you go to sixth form when you can get paid and do the same exact thing? You can also, it's also made me so much more independent, so much more mature. Like, I can pay my rent, pay my phone, pay my car, and I've got friends who are in debt because of their uni. Do you know what I mean? It's like so much different. I also get lots of discount. I get my university discount because I work for university. I also get student discount because I'm an apprentice, and I also get NHS discount because I work at a hospital. And obviously my greatest achievement is being able to put the University of Cambridge on my CV, because I would never think I'd be able to get a job with such a prestigious company. Next slide, thank you. I would just advise to all your Key Stage 3 students that don't think you can't get somewhere in life because of your qualifications. Obviously, qualifications are a big thing, but when I came out of year 11, and I did pass all of mine GCSEs, when I came out, I thought, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. I didn't want to go to sixth form because school wasn't really for me. At the time, all I really liked was makeup, so I actually went and did a makeup course, a level 2 and 3, dropped out, beauty school dropout. And then I thought, well, what am I going to do now? All I've got is a media makeup qualification. And then, signed up to quite a few apprenticeships because I thought business, you can get a job anywhere with business. And then, I got accepted to the university one. So I just think you should make sure to really sort of preach to them that what you first do in life isn't like your career, that you don't have to go straight to your career path, because it's very scary when you come out of school and you think, I have to suddenly go straight into my career, when you don't. Just sort of do what makes you happy at the time, and something will fall into place.
Okay, thank you, Molly. Has anyone got any questions? If anyone's got any questions for Molly with her experience as an apprentice, if you just want to pop them in the chat box. We're nearing the end now, so we can ask Molly some questions at the end if you've got any for her. So I'm just going to take you through the recommended process for the Key Stage 3 guide that Lily took us through. So what we've got is 6 simple steps in the best way to support your students. Now, being the controversial person I am, I have got some recommendations slightly different to maybe the standard setup. So what we've got first is the introductory presentation that Lily spoke about. I think it's a really good way for you to be able to engage year 7, 8 and 9 with a clear message of fully understanding what kind of the basis of apprenticeships are, why they're going to be looking at the packs, and it just allows the conversations to open at a younger age. So potentially it could stop students hearing the term apprenticeships in year 10 or 11 or even year 12 and 13 going home saying I want to do an apprenticeship, and having that challenging conversation with mum and dad who still think that they are, you know, being a plumber or electrician or hairdresser. So it stops those conversations later on in life. Then the recommendation is to print and download the student packs and then share those out with the students. Now personally I would recommend that we swap that with the print and download the teacher packs. But hey, let's go with that one. So what we do is we print and download the student packs. Now these are available virtually, so they can all download them themselves, or the teachers can download however many and share them with the students. And it just allows, you know, to save the paper, but also it allows, whilst we're working remotely, for them to be doing those packs from home. Then we've got download the teacher packs. Now, depending on who's delivering these sessions, I would say whether to put that before the student packs or after, because these packs can be delivered, as Lily mentioned, by all teaching staff. So it can be done in PSHE lessons, ethics lessons, life skills lessons, even tutor times. So if you are looking at doing those sessions outside of potentially a careers lesson, maybe giving those teachers those packs a little bit earlier, just so they can get used to the idea of delivering it before you give the students their packs, might be a better idea. And then we work through to step 4, which is going through the activities. Now the activities in the pack in a whole can take only an hour. It is completely up to you how you would like them to be delivered. We would recommend that you would deliver them maybe over a term or over the year, just to ensure that that message is consistent throughout the year. Or if you know that maybe there are a lot of restrictions in schools at the moment, especially with COVID-19, we know that free time is very rare. You could actually deliver it within a 1-hour session across the year group, potentially in Careers Week, or maybe the wink, wink, nudge, nudge upcoming National Apprenticeship Week, which is the 8th to the 12th of February. So you can choose how they're delivered, but they can be delivered to whatever best suits your school. And as Lily mentioned earlier, they all get the completion certificate at the back of their packs. So once they've returned those packs, whether it be a hard copy or virtual copy, the teachers can print out or, you know, separate the certificates and return those to the students to say, well done, you've done it, you've completed it. And it allows for you to be able to track it as well as the students, and it gives that award to the students for saying well done for taking a part of it. And then the last step is to record the activity. Now this time can actually count towards careers learning hours, and it is currently only the careers learning hours, but that can be recorded on Compass Plus or Unifrog if you're looking at bumping up those hours. So it's a really good way for you to be able to keep your students engaged, whether it be for an hour or over the year, whilst also ensuring that they're getting a clear path opportunity.
Okay, so we talked a bit about the Key Stage 3 resources that are currently available, specifically, you know, what can be used within your curriculum, but there are so many other apprenticeship resources that can be downloaded directly on the Amazing Apprenticeships website. So you can see the link can be found at the bottom there. So if you go onto that website and if you click the resources section, you'll be able to see a whole load of apprenticeship resources, which ranges from quizzes, you can find webinars, you'll be able to find, you know, activity packs on there. So you can see here, if we scroll down, there's so many, and they're being updated every quite often, maybe every month. They're adding new resources onto that website, so it's quite useful to see. And we're also dropping in the chat box the apprenticeship benchmarking tool. So that's quite useful to see what you're already doing within your curriculum at the moment to support young people with apprenticeships. There's the NEET prevention through ASK, so that resource is coming through as well. And there is the 101 Amazing Apprenticeships activity guide as well, which is fantastic. It has 101 different activities that you can do with the students. So there is a lot, and there's some really exciting resources on there. So I would definitely recommend having a look and seeing what is available. And we will also drop in the Key Stage 3 video link to that, and where you can find that one as well, because that is, again, free to download on the Amazing Apprenticeships website. So thank you all for listening. We will now open up for any questions. So if anyone had any questions, please feel free to type that into the chat box. And yeah, we can answer any questions that you have. I can see a couple of people typing, so we'll just wait for those to come through. Okay, no questions, but really informative session. Oh, thank you. That's really good to see.
Thanks, Angie. As well, whilst we're just waiting for any other questions to come through, as I mentioned at the start, if there is anything at all that you think would benefit your school from anything that we offer, please do give me a message. We're really flexible at the moment with our offer as well. We've obviously realised that we've had to be really flexible with the current pandemic we're all going through. So we're doing a lot of virtual workshops and assemblies and all different bits like that as well. So if there is anything at all that you want, even like one-to-one sessions with, maybe you've got a couple of students who perhaps aren't 100% sure what they want to do, maybe after year 11, or maybe even year 10, if they're not too sure, you know, they're kind of stuck for what they want to do after year 11, we can kind of sort those out for you as well. So please do let us know if there is anything we can do for you at all. But we've got lots of lovely comments coming through, so thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I can't see any questions coming through, but yeah, loads of thank yous and yeah, nice comments there.
We'll also be sending out this presentation as a PDF document for you all, alongside a list of the resources. So I know we've sent them all in the chat, but we'll send them out to you in an email. We've also got an evaluation form as well. So for those of you who've joined our previous session, you'll know that we've had this evaluation form going around. So I'm sorry, but can we please do it again? It's just to kind of, for us to get feedback on how to improve for next time and all things like that as well. So, and it's just nice to know what you thought was good, what you thought we could improve on for next time. So yeah, we'll send that out in an email for you all as well. I think we just got a lot of thank yous coming through, which is always nice to know.
I don't think we're going to get any questions. So
No. What I'll do is I'll stop recording now.